Hello everybody, and today I would like to talk about another sources of conditioning. So we have already looked at open centers, and if you want to know more about the conditioning in the open centers, please check some videos below. A while ago I did every open center, like what not self theme it gives us. So knowing your open centers, you can watch your conditioning in every open center and to know the not self questions, not self themes of your mind that constantly bringing you off the track. And then in the other video about bitterness and frustration and other themes of not self of different aura types, I have also mentioned that these not self themes of others we pick up in our open center. So sometimes you can pick up somebody's anger, somebody's bitterness, and so on. And today I would like to talk about another source of conditioning. That's why as people we feel that every day is different, and every day brings us some maybe new opportunities, or every day brings its own challenges, and every day has a different color. Yes, it has to do with planets, because planets influence us. Just like if you don't realize the impact of the moon, just start observing with simply how phases of the moon affect you. You might notice starting from your body, because moon influences the liquids in the body. You can notice that your body is more swollen on a certain day, that your body retains the water on certain days. Phases of the moon can give us the energy boost when it's the beginning of the moon and the energy is growing on the full moon. We all become a bit actually different people react differently to the full moon. So I remember a time when I felt overwhelmed with emotions and certain mind movements, like the mind is becoming very active. By the way, moon comes from the Sanskrit word manas, that means mind. That also means that moon influences our mind a lot. So at least for me, the experiment really started with the moon. Early on, before any human design, I just noticed that, when there is a full moon day, I tend to have certain emotionality. I'm very eager to do something, and God forbid if I allow myself to follow those things right on a full moon day, just because I feel this agitation in me. It was always a trouble. It was never some good idea that would result in some continuous good story. So these were my personal observations with the full moon. And when there is a new moon, that is like no energy. So you might also feel that your body simply doesn't have energy on certain days, and maybe you don't feel like doing certain things when there is no moon or when there is a new moon. So normally our bodies, our emotions, our minds are influenced by the bodies of the planets, and we call them transits. So some people are quite interested in astrology, and I do share this interest, and sometimes I really like to simply see what transits are bringing me over the next period of time. is this my process, or am I influenced by the transits? Sometimes we all can be confused, you know, we start feeling certain things and you wonder, like, is it really me or am I being influenced? I like to follow when Mercury is in retrograde, and to watch generally eclipses, because I do feel how my body reacts to particularly eclipses, and I respect that you know, that my programming, my mechanics can be interfered and can be influenced by these events, planetary events. And what is the message of my talk today is that if you already know your body graph, you know your open centers, you know your energy type, the next step I would recommend, just to help your day-to-day observations on how you can be influenced and conditioned. And this is some solid factor, because influence and conditioning from other people, sometimes we are not sure of their body graphs, or like, you know, there is always a possibility of something else. But the transit is a transit. So you can go, for example, to jovianarchive.com, and you can press on Just Now chart, and you can see what is the chart of today, or just this moment particularly. There are some apps and that offer the transits, that you can see, okay, this transit is going to be here for a few days, for a week. Some transits might last for longer periods of time. For example, that gate is not activated, and it activates, for example, it connects you in a channel and, for example, defines you emotionally. So you're like, okay, might be an emotional week, because I'm getting an emotional definition from this transit. Or the third is defined, and suddenly you find yourself talking more or expressing yourself more. I think it's a very valuable part of experiment, to see that this is not me, you know, I'm doing it, I can observe that is happening through me, but it is, you know, it is just an influence, and this influence is going to go away after a certain period of time. Transits made me wake up a couple of times, realizing that, you know, I'm under an emotional influence when I shouldn't be. Hope this information was useful.